Syndicated talk show host Leslie Marshall and Republican strategist Tony Sayegh, both Fox News contributors. Welcome to you both.
Good morning, Martha.
So who knows what the outcome of the election is, but everybody's sort of considering both scenarios and what life will be like in America under each. So, Tony, let me start with you. In terms of what we've learned from WikiLeaks and how Clinton Inc., as they termed it, really works, what does that present?
Look, Bill Clinton's issues related to his donors, his business dealings, his associations have certainly hurt, certainly inspired the idea that there was some sort of collusion between the Clinton Foundation, Clinton Inc., as we now know they called it, and Hillary Clinton's State Department. But what's come out, Martha, is damning. This is Doug Band, among the top officials who dealt with the Clinton Foundation, one of Bill Clinton's closest aides, in an email to Chelsea Clinton saying there were about 500 conflicts of interest between Bill Clinton's dealings and the foundation and potentially the State Department. This is to the degree you believe there was collusion and that the server was set up and kept private to hide that collusion, the smoking gun. And if we got enough emphasis on it, enough coverage on it, which I actually believe we've begun to see, even from some mainstream media, like the New York Times and the Post, it could be very damaging.
Yeah. Here's Chuck Todd pointing that out. Let's watch.
Look, let me go to the bottom line. There is no way, on any circumstance, that the Clinton Foundation should be operating if she becomes president. I don't see how they keep that going. I just don't.
Leslie, do you agree?
Well, I don't say to close down the foundation because it does certainly more good than it does harm, and I know some would argue with me, but I do think if she is president and if Bill Clinton is the first man, that they cannot have an involvement in this foundation. That I do agree with. However, I don't feel that it's negatively impacting her. If you look at the polls in battleground states or on a national level, Trump has arguably come up maybe 1% in some of those states and on a national level in the past week. So I think maybe it just reaffirms people who aren't voting for her as to why they're not, but I don't think it's going to sway an undecided voter not to vote for her.
I mean, for the purposes of this conversation, we're not really discussing whether or not it's helping or hurting, but if she were to win, what should happen with this foundation? You know, one of the most shocking things that I found in going through this is that it turned out that a lot of donors didn't want to donate to the foundation unless there was some sort of connection. In other words, they didn't want any part of it unless there was, you know, some sort of consultant or Bill Clinton speech attached to it or something that gets them something for their involvement, which is, you know, I mean, I think everybody has been involved with charity to some extent. This is exactly what you don't want. I mean, this is so clear that there was an effort to buy influence with Bill and Hillary Clinton as an integral part of this. And even their own daughter was trying to snuff it out. Tony?
Yeah, Martha, look, I'm sure they've done some charitable things. There's a lot of mob organizations that have very benevolent front groups. But the reality is this was a wholesale lobbying racket run by Bill Clinton, leveraging the connections and position of his wife, who was the sitting Secretary of State, getting foreign money into this, foreign business interest into this, who are otherwise precluded from donating into the political process. This is why Bob Woodward, who understands Watergate, he was the reporter that broke it, called the Clinton Foundation corrupt on a Fox News Sunday interview and said that the Clintons still have not properly answered questions. And this is going to be an albatross for them. Whether it's November 8th is the consequence or beyond, this is a very big deal when you're talking about this level of potential corruption.
But it's potentially ongoing, Leslie. I mean, you know, I guess it is surprising to me that you wouldn't want to see the connection between these two entities clearly broken off. I mean, now you go from Secretary of State to potentially President of the United States, and you've got foreign countries. Robbie Mook said in one of his emails, you know, take the part about our relationship with foreign countries off the top, because I don't think it looks so good. Doesn't that concern you, Leslie?
Well, like I said, if she were elected president and he were to be first man, they cannot have any dealings with the foundation. I don't think it should be shut down. Should there be an investigation?
But they were supposed to keep it separate under the Obama administration. The Obama administration said, look, wait, watch what you're doing here. This has to be totally separate. But now we know it clearly was not. So why would you have any, you know, comfort level that it would be separate under a presidency?
Because if they have nothing to do with it, and if there's an investigation, I want real investigations. I don't want Russian-hacked material provided to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks to be. I don't want Russian-hacked material provided to Julian Assange and put forth by WikiLeaks to be the foundation for which the United States is opening or closing foundations, whether it has a name Clinton or Trump attached or not.
The foundation could be more
transparent. And that's why I want an investigation. That's why I'm fine with an investigation.
Continue. So, Tony and Leslie, thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Martha.